In this tutorial, I'm going to demonstrate one final important feature when you're developing your photographs, as far as I'm concerned it is. And I'll do so on the basis of this picture. First of all, since this is a very contrasty image, I like a picture like this to be in black and white. So I'm going to start off by changing or starting off with a particular profile. And I'm once more going to pick the black and white number 2 because it is a very contrasty black and white version. I might even want to increase the contrast or the effect a tiny bit and start off with this version. Before I turn to the thing I want to demonstrate, I'm going to slightly adjust this picture even more. For instance, this part here in the foreground, I'm going to quickly paint on it. Doesn't have to be very accurate like this. Oops. And I'm gonna bring the exposure down. So I want this picture to be very graphic because there are a lot of interesting graphic elements because of the high contrast, the clearly defined shadows, etc. I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm gonna click new for a new brush. I'm gonna click on this part. I'm gonna paint this part as well because it also draws away a bit the attention from the main item here in the foreground. So I'm going to decrease the exposure here as well, like this. Okay, I could even clone away this part and this part, but I'm going to leave it as it is because I want to demonstrate one final item in order to change your picture, and that's near the bottom, the transform window. There are several sliders here. I can transform the picture vertically. I'll demonstrate what happens when I do that. It has an effect on the lines, obviously. And I can transform this picture horizontally as well, like this. Okay, that's one way of doing things, but a far more accurate way of doing things would be using this particular tool here. This will allow me to draw a maximum of 4 lines on the basis of which Lightroom will adjust the picture and it will set the lines perfectly straight. If you draw just one line, nothing is going to happen. It only has an effect when you start drawing more than one line. So let me demonstrate things to you. I'm going to start off with the vertical lines. Oops. And you need to change the lines at the outer corners because they show most distortion. So you get distortion here because of my point of view and the fact that I tilted the camera a tiny bit. More on that later on in one of my other classes. I'm going to zoom in on this and I'm going to draw a line like this because I want this line to be perfectly straight. If I want to be a bit more accurate, I zoom out again and zoom in and put it right next to that dark edge. That's the first line. The second line, as said, I'm going to pick a line that is as far away as possible from the center. So I'm going to use this item here. It works better with larger lines. Well, it will allow you to be more accurate than this. Oops, sorry. Ah, no. Yeah, okay. Zoom in once more. Okay. Now these lines, as you can see, have already been adjusted. These lines are straight, and the final 2 lines I'm going to draw are horizontal lines. I'm going to draw a horizontal line at the top. Not much adjustment needed, but still I need to draw several lines. Okay. And then the final line, I'm going to put that at the bottom. I'm going to zoom out and then drag it to this part here because I'm not sure whether the second window is on the exact same level, and I'm going to put it like this. And now my vertical and horizontal lines are perfectly straight. So if I click done right here, if we're going to compare the original image and the result, I hope you'll agree that this looks better. I might still decide to change the composition slightly, like so. And that's it.